Have you ever wondered how computer remember things like your name, login form, or your high score in a game? Well, that's exactly where variables come in. What is a variable? A variable is like a container basically that store different type of data in it. So you can store any type of data like number, text, or any list in this container basically. Imagine you go to a coffee shop and you see a cup, and it this cup can have different type of contents in it, like it can have coffee in it or it can have tea in it. So we can say cup is equal to coffee, or we can say cup is equal to tea. So now this is basically the variable name and this is going to be the value. Just like here we have the cup and the value is going to be the tea. So if the cup has the value of tea, it means that there is tea inside this cup. Or if we say the cup has the value of coffee, it means that there is coffee inside this cup. So variables are basically the containers. Variables, you can say, work like the labels. I mean, if I show you, just like we have a container here, okay, like this. Excuse my drawing, I'm not good at that. So if we do it like this, uh, yes. So basically, I mean, we can label it anything like toys. So this is the label, but this container can have anything in it. Like it can have toys, or it can have uh, papers. I mean, we can put anything in this container. So basically, these are like the labels on a container. Whatever you put inside, the label remains the same, but the content can change. So let's take a look how we can declare the variables in Python. So we will start with Google Colab notebook here. So I will start with the first variable name. Let's say it is a name, and that is equal to Alice. Now we declared a variable that is name and that has the value of Alice. Let's print the variable name. Now we see we got the output here, Alice. Or we can, have a variable name age that is like 45. And if we print age, now we see that it has we got the output 45 here. So this is how we declare the variables in Python. There are different conventions uh, to name a variable. Basically, variable name should be descriptive, and there are few things that we cannot do while declaring a variable name in Python. Like if I say to name equals John. Now this will return an error here because we cannot start a variable name with a number. Or if I do like first name equals John, now it will also return an error because we cannot use hyphens in while declaring the variable names. There are a few more things, like we cannot use the keyword class. Like if I do that and I put some value here, I will see the error here. We cannot use class, or we cannot use define, and we cannot use even the return, because all of these keywords are reserved by Python itself. So we cannot use basically these variable names. Now let's see what are the valid ways to name a variable. Like there is a snake case, and sorry, and the snake case is like user underscore name. That could be like Joe. So this is the right way to name a variable. Or what we can do is user age, and this is called camel case. So we can use camel case to name a variable. And I mean, these are basically the right ways basically to, get started with the variable names. So we need to, take care, like we cannot start the variable name with a number, or we cannot start use hyphen in a variable name, and we cannot use these keywords like return, class, or define. So these are the reserved keywords. So these are the, right ways to declare a variable name basically. Now there are different data types for variable. Variables can store different type of data. Let's look at the most common ones. So first of all, we will see string. So string is basically a collection of uh, characters, numbers. It could be anything between these double quotes. So if we see it's Alice. We can there is one more data type, integer, and let's say it's age. Now age is the data type integer. So there is another data type that is called float, and if I do price equals 19.99, and if I print price as well, so I see this decimal number. So decimal numbers are basically the floats. So this is the float data type. There is another data type that is called Boolean. So Booleans are basically true or false. Like it can be true or it can be false. How we declare that is active, or let's do it like is student equals true, and if I print is student, I will see the true here, and it could be false as well. So we can put true or false just right here. Then there is an other data type that is called list. List is basically collection of values. So it can have multiple values, like we say we have a list of fruits. So here we see it has the collection of different values like apple, banana, orange, and if I execute the cell, I will see all those three values stored in fruits. So these are some common data types that are used. There are a few more as well. Let's take a look at tuple. So tuple are basically a type of list, but that is immutable. And how these are declared? Let's say if I say a variable coordinates equals 1020 and I print them. So this is basically a data type tuple. There is one more very important data type, that is dictionary. And dictionary has basically key value pairs. Key value pairs. And what it means is, let's take a look at example. So here we see. So now we have a dictionary. The name of dictionary is student, and it has the key of name, and the value is Alice. It has the key age, and the value is 20. And if I print this, I see name Alice is 20. So these are basically different data types that are most commonly used. Now one bonus tip, just to check the type of a variable, we can use a Python built-in method that is called type. So if I see type of, let's say we go with the type of fruits, it will return list here. And if I see the type of student, I will see a dictionary here. So this is how we can check the type of any variable that is declared. Like if I check the type of price, I will see float here. So this is how we can check the types of the variables that are declared in our program. In Python, variables can change their value anytime. So let's take a look how we can change the values. Let's say we have variable name that is x equals 10. Now if I print x, I will see the value is 10. Now if I change the x to a, welcome to Python world, and if I print x now you will see it printed 10 here, because here we have assigned the value 10 to this x, printed x, and then I change the value of x to a string here. And now if I print x, I will see, hey, welcome to the Python world. So the good thing about Python is that it is dynamically typed, meaning you can change a variable type anytime you want. We can assign the values to multiple variables in multiple ways. Let's take a look. Let's say we have three variables, a, b, and c, and we need to assign values to all three variables. We can do that in one single line. Let's say the a has the value of 6, b is a string that says hi, and the c has the value of, let's say, 70.77. This is the float. So this will work well, because now we can say print a, print b, and print c. Now if I run this code, I will see we got 6, because a has the value of 6, b has the value of this value high, this is a string, and c has the value of float. Basically how it works is it will like assign the first variable to the first value. The second value here will be assigned to the second variable, and the third value will be assigned to the third variable just right here. So this is how we can assign multiple values to different variables in one single line. Now we can also assign one single value to multiple variables in one single line. Let's say we have three variables, x, y, and z, and we make it equal to 100. And if I print x, y, and z, now we see we got three values, x is 100, y is 100, and z is 100. So this is how we can assign one same value to multiple variables. There is one more important concept here, that is variable scope. Variable scope. So what does variable scope means? So let's understand it by an example. Let's say x is equal to 10. Now if I define my function and print x, I will see the value 10. But if I say x equals to 20, now it will return 20 here. And if I print x outside of this function, I will see two different values here. One value is coming from this function, that is 20, and one value is coming from just right here, that is the original value of this variable. So basically what happened here is this is not the same variable like this, because we have declared this x inside this function, so it has a value of 20, and here we are printing this value here. But we can change or modify the value of this variable inside our function, and that is where we use the global variables. Basically, let's say we have a variable count that is equals to 0, and if I define my function, that is, let's say, increment, and inside my function what I can do is global count. So using this keyword global, I can call this variable just right here. Now I have the access to this variable inside my function. Now if I update the value of my count, let's say I added 1 to the original value, and if I run this block here, I will see 1 just right here, because see, we are just printing count right here, and this is the same thing just right here. But using the global keyword, we got the access to this count variable just right here, and we incremented 1 to this global variable. So this is how we can add, we can change the value of any global variable inside our function. So before wrapping up, here are some important tips. We need to use always the descriptive names like age or name, or you can say roll number, or like this. So these are basically the right ways to name a variable in Python, and this is called basically snake case, as we discussed earlier. We can also use camel case, but snake case is best while declaring the variable names. We cannot use the names like class, define, or return to declare a variable name, because these are the reserved keywords in Python. And that's everything you need to know about Python variables. Now it's your turn. Go ahead and try writing some variables yourself. Comment below if you have any questions, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Python tutorials. In the next video, we will take a look at the Python list. Thank you.